Hello and welcome to another episode of Black in the Maritimes. My name is Fidel Franco. Now, usually we talk about subjects within the US or Canada, but today we're going to talk about China. Yes, China, a country that has over a billion people, the manufacturing hub of the world, and the country that COVID 19 originated from. Now, recently, China has seen better days. Now, it's way better than countries like the United States, which has a lot of cases, over a million cases of COVID 19. China has been decreasing steadily. The town or city that originated from Wuhan has been already out of lockdown for about 2 weeks, and things are returning to the normal state in the country of China. Now, what's happening is this. Recently, there has been reports that China has been discriminating over African citizens. Doesn't matter, is it from Nigeria, Ethiopia, South Africa, Ghana, anywhere that is in the continent of Africa, they have been discriminated against. Mainly, they are not renting hotels. They are not letting them go to restaurants. They're being arrested and prosecuted by police. And this is the funniest thing. The Republic of China says that the reason that they have been pursuing African citizens is because of COVID 19. Yes, the disease that they originally generated or what originally came from, COVID 19 came from Wuhan. That's where it started. Now they're saying that African immigrants might have the virus and they need to be under quarantine and lockdown. Now, again, this is not really a big deal. Usually, when you travel in any country right now, you are supposed to be 14 days in quarantine. This is not something out of the ordinary. All countries are doing this. But the problem is that in China, they're prosecuting people from Africa that have not traveled, which is kind of insane. So there has been people that have businesses that have been working in cities like Guangzhou, and they are being prosecuted and chased by the police because they assume that they need to be under quarantine when they have not traveled. They have not left Guangzhou. So this has sparked some outrage within African countries. And as always, the Chinese government lies. The Chinese government is pretty how can I say this in the best way? The Chinese government always tries to say that the situation is not as bad as you think. That's the way they played COVID 19 when they had over 1,000 cases, and they said, no, it's okay. When the cases started going in November, and they just did the national emergency in January, and how they actually, press and almost jailed doctors that were spreading the information saying that those were lies. So China is not a country that you can trust when it comes to information. Now, we have seen in other places, in other newspapers, that a lot of Africans are being jailed, put into, places under quarantine when they have no symptoms at all. So this has sparked outrage international, especially with the countries that these people are. Because a lot of these immigrants are university students. So they actually have scholarships and programs with the Chinese government in order for them to educate themselves and be productive. And a lot of these countries like Ethiopia, like Nigeria, like Ghana have a lot of good trade deals with China. So they have good relationships. So China has been trying to downplay it because of pressure of those countries. But again, this situation is ongoing. I mean, we saw that places like McDonald's in China had to apologize because they had a sign that they didn't want any black people. So it just makes you think that racism comes in all places. It's just not one place. We also usually think about America, but it's places like Asia, like you never think of it because, again, Chinese get racism from places like America, especially with this COVID 19 crisis. But lately, it's the other way around. The Chinese are oppressing African immigrants. And again, this is not new in China. If you know, there is a place in China that most of the city is Muslim, and they're putting them in concentration camps. And China had to admit that, but they kind of flipped it around and said, no, it's just education camps and things like that. But yeah, definitely, you never know where this come from. And this is something like we say, it could be something around the 60s or 50s in North North America or Canada, but it's 2020 and it's happening now in Asia, in places like China. So let me know what you think. Comment down. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, wherever you get your podcasts. And go to our website, blackinthemaritimes.com. Goodbye.